Oh, no. Order. Good morning. I would like to call the Law Amendments Committee for Wednesday, September 18th to order and welcome everyone to One Government Place. My name is Barbara Adams and I will be the chair for today's Law Amendments Committee meeting. I'm going to ask all of the members of the committee to identify themselves for the record, starting with the government members.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My name is Steve Craig. I am the MLA for Sackville-Cobequid. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Pat Dunn. I'm the MLA for Pictou Center.
Good morning. My name is Marco McLeod. I'm MLA for Pictou West.
Good morning and welcome. I'm Tom Taggart, the MLA for Colchester North.
Hi, I'm Lisa Lachance. I'm the MLA for Halifax, Citadel, Sable Island.
Gary Burrell, Halifax, Chebucto.
Good morning, Laura Lee Nickel, MLA Cole Harbour, Dartmouth.
Good morning, Braden Clark, MLA for Bedford South.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. And I have Killian Schlemmer and Gordon Hebb as legal counsel for today. So we are here to talk about Bill number 487, the King's Regional Rehabilitation Center Continuation Act. And our first presenter is Phil Warren. I'll ask you to introduce yourself and let the members know how you'd like to be addressed. Oh, there we go.
We're good? Yeah. All right, so my name's Phil Warren. Please, just Phil's good, okay? I'm very pleased to be here today to have an opportunity to speak to the Act. This Act is extremely important to King's Rehab. Just a little bit about my background. I'm a trained social worker, graduated with my MSW a number of years ago. And I have 40 years experience in the field of social services, give or take a few years. And I used to work for the provincial government for 18 years. I was the regional administrator for community services. So I have a fair background in the field. I've worked with agencies for a number of years and have sat on a number of boards. And currently I'm on three or four boards, so I understand what boards are about and what nonprofit organizations are about. And for King's Rehab, I was actually the administrator of the rehab from 1992 to 97. That's actually the position that brought me to the province. So I have a fond memory of the rehab. King's Rehab, so I did that for 92 to 97. And I became a member of the board approximately 3 years ago. I'm there as a provincial appointee and currently the chair. While the rehab is a large organization, it has a board of approximately 10 people, and that board is currently comprised of a number of municipal councillors, a committee, one citizen from the community appointed by the municipality, and 4 provincial appointees. The board goes through a number of transitions with people coming and going. The municipal councillors are appointed to the board each year. And because of that, we go through a great amount of turnover, all right? The counselors are all very good, and they're very committed, but in 1 year, they have to learn about an organization that's $26 million, approximately, 600 staff, and provide services to about 150 people in the institution and about 35 people in community settings. So it's a large organization, and it has a number of complexities, and for people to come up to speed with that is very difficult. And in most and the provincial appointees come to the board as well, bringing various skills and expertise. They obviously, I'm quite sure you're all familiar with the ABC's routine. And while people apply, there can be a fair amount of time from their application to the actual time they're appointed to the board. And so there are times when the board has 1 or 2 vacancies, depending on people's terms. So that becomes difficult at that point in time. There has been some times in the past where we've actually had some difficulties with our quorum. All boards go through that, right? But for King's, it has been difficult at times. So this act would provide us basically nonprofit status, like other organizations and community services, and would allow us to have the opportunity to form a board through an application process from the community. so that over time we would have the opportunity of other citizens in the community who are interested in the organization and have the time and are interested in making a commitment, that would be the new board going forward, right? The the previous acts really relate to, almost goes back to the old poor farm, and then with some of the changes in community services, and then the transfer of services from over to community services from the municipality back in '98. This is one of those things that's kind of hung on. And the municipality really, with all due respect, doesn't really have a role anymore. And from their perspective, they've been extremely supportive in seeing this bill move forward. They've been on side with us in terms of asking that this happen. And the Department of Community Services, which is our funder 100%, they're extremely supportive of this as well. There is almost no financial implications. There is only an issue of HST, which the Department of Community Services said that they will look after that for our organization. So there's no financial implications with the act, really. And it follows what other organizations have done too. The other ARC, adult residential centers and regional rehabilitation centers, some of them as well have gone through the same process where they become a nonprofit organization, and there is a bill to help them with the process. So the organization is very, very supportive. The municipality is very supportive, and the Department of Community Services is very supportive of the bill and of us having this access. So we would really appreciate it if it could be passed and we could move on. It would give us an excellent opportunity to deal with the issues over the upcoming years. And Madam Chair, I think that would be my remarks.
Well, thank you, Phil, for that great summary, as well as for all of your decades of service. We appreciate all that you're doing, and in the past as well as what you're doing now. I open the floor now. I recognize MLA Nicol.
Thank you, Phil. And when you mentioned the poor farm, I made acknowledgement because there's one in Cole Harbour where it started, and there was a rehab hospital across the road, which was the evolution of the poor farm. But so I applaud you on your dedication in between 92 and 97, when the rehab hospitals were all shut down. That's my understanding.
Cole Harbour was,
yes.
Oops.
No, and it was just a point of clarification. So has the evolution and the great need for adult residential centres in the province, I just wondered, going forward, given the board makeup, do you actually, as a not-for-profit, own the building itself?
Oh, I recognize Phil Warren.
Sorry. At this point in time, the municipality is the owner of the building, but our understanding is the building will be turned over to King's in the future as part of this as well. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Does anyone else have any questions? Well, thank you, Phil, for all that you do and for taking the time to come down here today. It was very helpful to have you explain that in the detail that you did. So thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity. Have a good day. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I'm wondering if our virtual presenter is ready to go. There we go. So the Law Amendments Committee would like to welcome Greg Barr. Greg, my name is Barbara Adams. I'm the chair of the Law Amendments Committee. You're here with 8 other fellow MLAs. You have 10 minutes to do your presentation, followed by 5 minutes of questions. We'll just ask you to introduce yourself and describe for the committee how you would like to be addressed if there are any questions. Go ahead, Greg.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. My name is Greg Barr. I'm the Director of Finance and IT with the Municipality of the County of Kings. And just being addressed as Greg is perfectly fine. So thank you very much for the opportunity to speak about this proposed bill. So from the municipality's point of view, I can echo a lot of the comments that the KRC chair just made before me. Certainly the intent of this is to achieve autonomy for Kings Regional Rehabilitation Center, and to also divest the municipality of its affiliation with KRC. So, the history of this organization dates back to the Municipal Housing Corporations Act back in the late 70s and early 80s. And from that, things have evolved quite significantly over the years, obviously leading to the incorporation under the KRC Act. The mandate of KRC, as the chair for the board pointed out, doesn't align with really the core business of the municipality. And the municipality is not really involved or required to be involved outside of the board appointments. It's always been our opinion of the municipality that really this incompatibility, it's unfortunate it wasn't really addressed back in the 90s during service exchange to kind of disentangle it, but we're here now and hoping to be able to move forward with it. Both organizations, as the KRC chair mentioned, are in favor of this divestment and moving forward with it. I know KRC staff have mentioned to me several times that it's something that they've been welcoming for a number of years. And as mentioned by the chair, we've had expressed support and cooperation from the Department of Community Services in relation to it. And they have pointed out that a number of organizations such as this operate as nonprofit organizations under the Societies Act. So for the municipality itself, as mentioned by the chair, 6 out of 10 appointees come from the municipality. We do have it structured right now as being 4 council members and 2 citizen rep appointments. But really it's that 6 out of 10 appointments that has led to the municipality being determined to have a significant degree of control and influence at the governance level. So with that, the municipality is required to consolidate 100% of the operations of KRC within its financial statements. So a very large organization that isn't aligned at all with the municipality. So, for some background, the majority of the funding for KRC, I believe it's in the ballpark of about 98%, comes from the Department of Community Services. As mentioned, the municipality is not involved in the day-to-day operations of KRC. We don't contribute financially to it. But when you look at the legislation, the municipality has a significant amount of responsibility associated with it if the corporation were to cease operations as per the KRC Act. So, back to Department of Community Services, we really initiated this round of looking to move forward and divest with the Department of Community Services a few years ago, and they have provided financial support to KRC in hiring of a transition coordinator to kind of help with the transition from this incorporated body under the Act to a nonprofit, and also help provide some support with the legal fees. So that demonstrates their commitment and support to kind of realigning this the way that it really should be moving forward. As mentioned by the chair of KRC, we worked through a number of issues around HST implications that would happen. Instead of getting the municipal rebate, it would be a nonprofit rebate associated with HST. So we've worked through those. And any debt-related issues, they'd all be underwritten by the Department of Community Services, as the majority of them now are. So no concerns there and no need for them to really use the Municipal Finance Division of Nova Scotia Treasury Board moving forward. So the Community Services has committed to helping with the continuing business continuity through board recruitment, training, other governance support. They have, with the transition coordinator, he has been working on the transfer of assets and liabilities and creating the new bylaws associated with the organization. At the municipal level, really the only thing is, as mentioned by the MLA a moment ago about the land and facilities, they are on the books for the municipality. That stems back from the early 80s. And the Municipal Council, back at their meeting on September the 3rd, earlier this month, passed resolutions to convey that land and the building to KRC. So we're now working with our legal counsel to complete that transfer. As part of that, too, we've identified that there is a production well that's utilized by KRC. So we're going to be establishing a lease agreement to ensure that they can continue to use that well. And also, there is a sewage treatment facility directly behind KRC that we've identified that there was never whatever, I forget, I'm losing the word right now, but there's never a allowance for that to come, an easement to proceed across the property because both parcels were owned by the municipality. So we'll be establishing a formal easement to allow the continued use of those facilities. So I guess in a nutshell, we're committed to ensuring business continuity for KRC as they move forward with their mandate and the change, but then also hoping that we're able to align the corporate structure and the governance of KRC to really their present day requirements and fully support this bill.
Thank you very much, Greg. We very much appreciate you taking the time to come present to us today. I'm just going to ask any of the members if there are any questions. Seeing none, thank you very much for your presentation today.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Thank you. That concludes all of the presenters for Bill 487, the Kings Regional Rehabilitation Center Continuation Act. So I'm going to ask recognize MLA Taggart.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that Bill 487, Kings Regional Rehabilitation Center Continuation Act, be reported back to the House without amendment.
Now I ask all members to vote in favor of that motion. Aye. Motion opposed? Motion carried. Thank you very much. That concludes law amendments for this morning. Thank you very much for being here.